Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudire Nastapayeshu Vadyeshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Tamasloke Bhakti Bharati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. Today I am going to read the book Teachings of Lord Chaitanya by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada Ki Jai. Caitanya returned to Puri through Shantipur, where he again met his dear mother. After a short stay at Puri, he left for Vrindavan. This time he was accompanied by one Balabhadra Bhattacharya. He visited Vrindavan and came down to Prayag, Allahabad, converting a large number of Mohammedans to Vaishnavism by argument from the Quran. The descendants of those converts are still known as Pathan Vaishnavas. Rupa Goswami met him at Allahabad, and Chaitanya trained him up in spirituality in 10 days and directed him to go to Vrindavan on missions. His first mission was to write theological works explaining scientifically pure bhakti and prema, devotional service, and love of Godhead. The second mission was to revive the places where Krishna Chandra had in the end of Dwapara Yuga, the previous age, exhibited his Leela or pastimes for the benefit of the religious world. Rupa Goswami left Allahabad for Vrindavan and Mahaprabhu came down to Benares. There he put up in the house of Chandrasekhara and accepted his daily bhiksha or meal in the house of Tapan Mishra. Here it was that Sanatan Goswami joined him and took instruction for 2 months in spiritual matters. The biographers, especially Krishnadas Kaviraj, have given us details of Chaitanya's teachings to Rupa and Sanatan. Krishnadas was not a contemporary writer, but he gathered his information from the Goswamis themselves, the direct disciples of Mahaprabhu. Jiva Goswami, who was the nephew of Sanatana and Rupa and who has left us his invaluable work, the Sat Sandarbha, has philosophized on the perspectives of his great leader. We have gathered and summarized the precepts of Chaitanya from the books of those great writers. While at Benares, Chaitanya had an interview with the learned sannyasis of that town in the house of a Marhatha Brahmin who had invited all the sannyasis for an entertainment. At this interview, Chaitanya showed a miracle which attracted all the sannyasis to him. Then ensued reciprocal conversation. Their most learned leader, Prakashananda Saraswati, headed the sannyasis. After a short controversy, they submitted to Mahaprabhu and admitted that they had been misled by the commentaries of Shankaracharya. It was impossible even for learned scholars to oppose Chaitanya for a long time, as there was some spell in him which touched their hearts and made them weep for their spiritual improvement. The sannyasis of Benares soon fell at the feet of Chaitanya and asked for his grace, Kripa. Chaitanya then preached pure bhakti and instilled into their hearts spiritual love for Krishna, which obliged them to give up sectarian feelings. The whole of Benares on this wonderful conversion of the sannyasis turned Vaishnava and they made a master Sankirtan with their new Lord. After sending Sanatan to Vrindavan, Mahaprabhu went to Puri again by the jungles with his comrade Balabhadra. Balabhadra reported that Mahaprabhu had shown a good many miracles on his way to Puri, such as making tigers and elephants dance on hearing the name of Krishna. From this time, that is from his 31st year, Mahaprabhu continually lived in Puri in the house of Kashi Mishra until his disappearance in his 48th year at the time of Sankirtan in the temple of Tota Gopinath. During these 18 years, his life was one of settled love and piety. He was surrounded by numerous followers, all of whom were of the highest order of the Vaishnavas and distinguished from the common people by their purest character and learning, firm religious principles, and spiritual love of Radha and Krishna. Sarup Damodara, who had been known by the name of Purushottam Acharya while Mahaprabhu was in Nadia, joined him from Benares and accepted his service as his secretary. No production of any poet or philosopher could be laid before Mahaprabhu unless Sarupa had passed it as pure and useful. Roy Ramananda was his second mate. Both he and Sarupa sang while Mahaprabhu expressed his sentiment on a certain point of worship. Paramananda Puri was his minister in matters of religion. There are hundreds of anecdotes described by his biographers, which we do not think it meet here to reproduce. Mahaprabhu slept short. His sentiments carried him further and further in the firmament of spirituality every day and night, and all his admirers and followers watched him throughout. He worshipped, communicated with his missionaries at Vrindavan, and conversed with those religious men who newly came to visit him. He sang and danced, took care of himself, and oftentimes lost himself in religious beatitude. All who came to him believed him as the all beautiful God appearing in the netherworld for the benefit of mankind. He loved his mother all along and sent her Mahaprasada, spiritual foods, now and then with those who went to Nadia. He was most amiable in nature. Humility was personified in him. His sweet appearance gave cheer to all who came in contact with him. He appointed Prabhu Nityananda as the missionary in charge of Bengal. He dispatched 6 disciples, the Goswamis, to Vrindavan to preach love in the country. He punished all of his disciples who deviated from a holy life. This he markedly did in the case of Junior Haridas. He never lacked in giving proper instructions in life to those who solicited them. This will be seen in his teaching to Raghunath Das Goswami. His treatment of Haridas Senior show how he loved spiritual men and how he defied caste distinction in the cause of spiritual brotherhood.
It's much interesting.
Whatever. The summary of this reading is all about Lord Chaitanya's glories, mercy, and how influential he was to his devotees as well as non-devotees, such as the Mohammedans. Lord Chaitanya converted a large number of Mohammedans to Vaishnavism by argument with the Quran. They are called as Pathan Vaishnavas now. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu trained Rupa Goswami in 10 days and he was sent to Vrindavan on mission. Rupa Goswami had 2 missions. One is to write books, and the second is to revive the places where Krishna had in the end of Dwapara Yuga, where he exhibited his leelas. For example, Rupa Goswami found out about Radha Kund and Shyam Kund that we know from previous readings. Then Mahaprabhu went to Banaras and Sanatan Goswami joined him at that time. At Banaras, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had an interview with learned sannyasis. In these meetings, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did miracles which attracted the sannyasis and they fell at his lotus feet for mercy. Then Mahaprabhu went to Puri with his companion Balabhadra. On the way, he did many miracles, such as he made the elephants and tigers dance, hearing the name of Lord Krishna. At the age of 31 to 48 year, until his disappearance, he lived in Puri with Kashi Mishra. All his associates were pure devotees who have spiritual love for Radha and Krishna. Then in Puri, Swarup Damodar became his secretary. Swarup Damodara had to approve for any literature or poems before bringing it to Mahaprabhu. Um, he also allowed his mother, send a Mahaprasada and with someone who is going to Nadia. Nityananda Prabhu was in charge of missionary work in Bengal. Mahaprabhu was so humble and he gave instructions to those who came to learn from him.